Today I'm going to show you how to make a dream catcher. I'm making a neutral one today, but these techniques will work for any style. I like to use a hot glue gun to glue on accessories like this, so if you'd like to do the same, make sure you have yours heated up and ready to go, and let's get started. I'm going to show you two different ways to weave the middle. You can choose which one you want to do. This first one looks like this and is much easier and faster, so it'll be better for little kids. The second one looks like this and is the more traditional way to weave a dream catcher. Just keep in mind it gets pretty tricky and intricate in the middle because you have such a small space to work with. So try whichever one you want. If you want to do the first one, keep watching. If you want to do the second one, skip ahead till you see this picture. This is the easy way to weave a dream catcher. So I have my long string here. I'm going to take one end and I'm just going to tie it to the metal part at the top. Just a regular knot, just like you're tying your shoes. Just loop that through like this and pull. Okay, so I like to have my string in my hand like this when I start. It just helps keep everything neater as I'm working. Okay, so we're just going to pick any point on your hoop, preferably on the other side of where you started from. So I started here, I'm gonna go over here. So I'm gonna put it on top of my hoop like this. I'm gonna come down, around, and through this open section that I just made here. So I'm just gonna pass my string through here. See how it wrapped around right there? That's gonna hold it in place. So now we're just gonna pick a different point on our hoop. On the other side of the hoop, anywhere. We're not necessarily making a pattern. I'm gonna pick right here. So I'm gonna go on top of my hoop, down, around, and through that section that I just made here. And I'm gonna keep doing that. I'm gonna pick another point over here. I'm gonna go around, down, and through. So I'm just crisscrossing across my hoop, making different lines until all my string is gone. It's starting to look like a star a little bit, isn't it? Try to go to some empty sections where I don't have one yet. Make sure to pull it tight. Every pattern will be different, so yours will be unique to you, meaning no one else will have your design that you've made. When you're about out, we're gonna head back either to the top or the bottom where we can hide where we tie it off. The bottom would be a good place because we're gonna cover it with our material, or we can come back to the top. I think that's what I'm gonna do. And then I'm gonna tie off the extra up here. And there we go. Okay, you should have a long string in your kit. Go ahead and get it out. We're gonna take the end and we're gonna tie it here to the metal part on the top. So we're gonna start our weaving at the top. Just tie a knot. Gonna tie it twice like this. Just a regular knot. We'll cut this part off later. Okay, so I like to gather up all my string in one hand. I feel like it helps it go faster. So go ahead, I'm right-handed. So I'm gonna put all my string in my hand like this. We're going to loop our yarn around the outside edges of our hoop. So go ahead and come in front of your hoop a few inches this way. There's gonna end up being 5 or 6 of these points that we're gonna attach. So come over here to the front. We're gonna wrap around and then through the opening we just made. Around and through. And grab it with your other hand if that helps. See how we just made a loop and we made a little section right here? We're gonna keep going. So I like to turn mine as I go. We're gonna make another one. Try to make it about the same length as that one. Start at the top and then go around, under the hoop, and through the section you just made. And we're gonna continue that around our hoop. Around, under, and through. Keep it pulled pretty tight. And then when I get back towards the end, I'm gonna try to end it about here before I get back to the middle part. Okay, so on the next layer, we're gonna do the same thing, but now we're going to loop it around the sections we just made. So I'm gonna come to the center of this. I'm gonna go over it and under and into the section I just made, just the same as the outside, like that. And it should start to create a second layer in the middle. So same thing here, over the top of it, under, and then I push all the yarn through the section I just made. So we're kind of making little triangles. Go all the way around. When we get back to the top, we just keep going. Whatever section is next, we just go to the middle. And we just keep going around and around. I'll do this part in fast motion till I get towards the center, and then I'll show you how to get all the little sections and then tie it off. Okay, so I have a lot of string left and it's hard to get it through my middle section, so I'm gonna cut some off. Now that I know I'm almost to the end, I'm gonna cut off a lot of the extra, just so I can get it through there easier. And you can stop weaving whenever you want. If you start to get frustrated, or if you like how it looks, you can stop at any time. I'm gonna do one more section. Okay, now to tie it off, I just need to tie a knot. I know this part's kind of difficult. I'm gonna wrap it around the last string that I did. And tie a little knot. You can always add a little dot of hot glue there if you want. Just make sure not to get too much if tying a knot's really hard. Make sure it's secure, and then just cut off the extra. You can also cut off this little part up here. And your weaving is done. Everyone should look different, so if it doesn't look like mine, that's okay. Each dream catcher should look different. Let's tie on our materials at the bottom next. So I'm gonna have these right here. Remember that this will be the top because this is where the hanger will be, so we want everything hanging from down here. I'm gonna start with this. Okay, so you're gonna take the length of your material and you're gonna fold it in half. So you have the two ends here and then a loop here at the top. We're gonna take the loop, we're gonna lay it down on top of our hoop here, and we're gonna make this knot. So I'm gonna take my ends and I'm gonna come under the hoop and I'm gonna push them through my loop. I just pulled it through, keep pulling. See See how that makes a knot right there? And then just pull it tight. We're gonna keep doing that. I'll show you with this ribbon next. Oh, we're getting tangled anyway, aren't we? Okay, so take it, fold it in half. Here's my ends, here's my loop. I set my loop on top of my hoop. I take my ends underneath and I put them through my hoop right here and pull. If you have shorter pieces, I would try to put those on the sides and use the longer pieces in the middle. So see how these are tied here also? You can go past these. You can tie outside of here too, because I'm guessing my dream catcher will have materials tied to about here and here. I'll do this next part in fast motion. Okay, now let's tie on our feathers. Grab your embroidery thread. So we're gonna try to get this thread to go through our bead. If we can't do that, I'll show you a way to do it that's a lot easier, because I know this part can be really frustrating. So I'm gonna thread this through. Once you get your bead on, we're just gonna stick the end of the feather in like this. And it should hold on there pretty well. And then we're gonna pick a point and just tie it on like a regular knot. I'm gonna go right here. If your feather isn't staying in your bead very well, you can put a dot of hot glue on there. Here's an easier way if you can't get that thread through your bead. What I did the first time was I just grabbed my hot glue and I decided where I wanted that bead to sit on my string, and I just glued the bead right to my string so I didn't have to thread it, and then I put the feather through. You really can't tell once it's all put together that you've done that. So if you're frustrated with trying to bead these, then just do it this way. Now we'll glue on our accessories. So grab your glue gun. I went ahead and glued my two flowers together so I could see how they would look sitting next to each other. So you can do that if you want. And then I just glue right onto the hoop like this. And then I separated my leaves so I can do them individually. I'll just add some glue to the back and stick them straight on the hoop. So if you have the unicorn style, you will do the same thing. You're gonna glue the horn so it covers up the metal part. We're gonna glue it right here to the wood. I would put glue right along the bottom and then see how that covers. And then you'll add the ears right next to it. And then you'll hide this part with your flowers on top. If you have the mermaid style, you'll just glue your mermaid to your strings. It helps if you get the mermaid a little bit on your hoop as well, and then glue on your shells and your pearl. Now let's make the hanger and then we will be done. So you should have a short piece like this. We're gonna fold it in half just like we did our material for the bottom. So fold it in half. You should have a loop on one side and the ends on the other. And we're going to come up here and wrap it around our metal thing here at the top. And then we're just gonna tie it like the first step in tying our shoes. So just cross them over, bring it through, and tie. That should leave a loop to hang it with, and then you can just cut off the ends here. And now we're all done. So go hang them up and have sweet dreams. Send me pictures of what you made today. I would love to see them. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.